Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Rich here. In today's video, I'm going to be revodding on three matches in one. Now, this is by a member of the Chun-Li Discord by the name of Vertimin. I hope I pronounced that name right. And they told me that they struggle with three matchups in particular that he struggles with while playing Chun-Li. And the first match we're going to look at is his match against Bison. He's also told me that all the matches that he's come across are casual matches, all first games of the set, and all the characters he mainly struggles against, as I said. So we're going to look into his first match, which is his Bison matchup, and see how he progressed further. Any pros and cons I'll go through, and let's get into it.
Round one. Fight.
Okay, so let's start here. Let's go over here quickly. You got some very good so far, good ways to keep the neutral going, but once you got here, there we go. Sorry if I. Once you did a hit here, it was a counter hit. So what you could have done was you could use one drive rush to go into the back heavy punch, into stance heavy kick, into the air combo. That way you could have got him into the corner. So as followed, if I can try and test it like that, you could have done something like that, or you could have done something like this. There are ways that you could do. Okay, I'm back. Sorry if I took a while, and if you do see this replay have quite a lot of views, my game just keeps on crashing for some reason. I don't know why, probably because I'm recording at the same time. But as I was saying, there are better ways for you. You've got full on drive gauge, so you could use the drive rush combo to put the Bison closer into the corner. That way, you could have put more pressure onto him because he's in the corner, and Bison's got very low. Well, he doesn't have any tools to deal with defense. He's only good with offense. So you got to find ways to help you out in that situation. And the little combos I showed before, those are ways that you could easily put him in the corner. Okay, that there was because since you went for another Swift Trust here, the Bison reacted to that with crouching medium punch because he saw you do Swift Trust once and he decided to counter that with his crouching medium punch. That's why he got the combo on you with Psycho Bomb. Because of that, it's best to just obviously not press anything and just be ready in case you want to go for a whiff punish. Okay. Okay, let me go back quickly. I'm pressing the D-pad. I should have done something else, but it's a small bit. This here is extremely bad because you just decided to go for a raw wake up Kikoken while you're on Psycho Bomb. Never do that. Never do a wake up Kikoken or anything like that when you're on Psycho Bomb. Because if you were in Bison Psycho Bomb, you could end up getting punished. Say, for example, this Bison here did a EX Psycho Crusher. What's going to happen, huh? Your health will probably be around, let's say, an example here, right here. Your health will be exactly where my mouse cursor is because Bison with EX Psycho Crusher does a lot of damage. So potentially, it's best for you just hold back and just not press anything because of that. Okay, going back to that combo quickly. This one here. What you could have done was instead You could have gone for a side switch combo, so something like this. So something like that can help you out win the matchup a bit more, since he's now in the corner, and now you could put the pressure onto him. But you went for a small combo, so you went for a light kick, which is normal, into a crouching light kick, into another one, into SPK, which does, well, as you can see right there, it didn't do that much damage. But with my combo that I showed, did some pretty decent damage, and also your plus, so you can go for a meaty afterwards. Oof. Yeah. Yeah, let's have a look quickly. Yeah. Little side note, Bison's scissor kicks, the only one that is known to like be can easily be whiffable. Light scissor kick, it can be whiff punishable, but it depends on exactly how much. But from what in that situation, while you're holding down back, you decide to walk backwards as well. So because you're walking back, oh wait, hold on, no, it pushes you back. So when it did that, you went for obviously a medium, obviously a swift thrust, which is forward or back medium. But the looks of it, it looks like you try to go for a Kikoken, which does happen where the moves come out, but it doesn't. So it's understandable. It's Street Fighter 6 at the end of the day, so it does happen. So since if you try to go for a Kikoken here or you try to go for a Swift Trust, just let me know if you were going for either one of them. It resulted into this. You're being whiff punished. Yeah, nothing you can do there in that situation where you're thinking you're in Psycho Bomb. You're thinking, okay, I'm gonna go for a. He's gonna go for a throw, so I'm gonna go for a throw myself, and then he goes for a shimmy, and then so for this match, I will recommend on once you get a counter hit and you see that, always go for a combo no matter what. A good combo that will get them closer into the corner. And if you're in the corner and you get a hit on them, always go for a corner side switch. That way you can have better opportunities to beat a win in the match. Now let's go into the next round. Okay, so we're going to now look into your second replay that you're going to willing to show me. That is the Manon match.
いざ勝負よ Prepare
Round one. Fight.
飛行剣はい飛行剣はっやっと飛行剣
A little quiet side note is whenever you're fighting Manon, it's best to mainly put in more aggressive playstyles, so a bit of the fireballs and such, because you don't want to have the Manon getting 5 medals and just trying to go for the Commander because that's just game over.
飛行剣えっほっ飛行剣飛行剣
That move there into that, so don't do that again. Don't do Swift Trust into Standing Fierce, because if you go for that, you're gonna could end up getting whiff punished, because if the Manon knew exactly what you were gonna do, then you were gonna get whiff punished and you would have done, or you would have lost a lot of health because of that.
飛行剣飛行剣飛行剣やっ
Yeah, unfortunate with the trying to DP or deal with the anti-air by doing standard medium kick. Make sure you also practice your tensho kicks as well, because if you just do tensho kicks and you do it again, you're gonna have a good chance for the Manon to be like, okay, I'm not gonna jump anymore.
Here I come One little please 飛行剣
I see what you're trying to go for there. Should I go for a DP or an anti-air, sorry, with standing heavy kick and then going for stance medium kick into tension kicks? It can work, but it would not work in some scenarios. Just mainly practice the down kick, so tension kicks. Just try and practice that more times. You got prime field. That there, this here was extremely risky because if you did a raw wake up while in the corner and the Manon reacted, well, that's game over completely. So don't do a raw wake up DI for no reason. Since you're on, what is that, like 15 HP? And that there, yeah, that there, Jesus Christ. That there, because since you did another fireball, you predicted that you were going to go for a fireball or a just pure luck jump in, and then you got the grab because you just gone for the parry. So for that round and for whenever you're fighting someone that just jumps a lot, just mainly go for the DP precisely.
Round two. Fight.
That's the second time now that twice you try to go for a parry for when they go for a jump in. Whenever the first time you think, okay, he's reacted to my uh, parry and I got thrown. I should not do that again because he might do for it again. And since you did it the second time, what happened? You're now on bar and a half of gauge left, which is not good, especially when you're fighting Manon, because Manon is pretty good at dealing with trying to get you into burnout because some of her tools are pretty good, not gonna lie.
Dance for me. Here I come.
What are you doing there? Hold on. Yeah, you see right there. If you did that where you were like, say where Andy's standing here. This is Andy. People who don't know who that is. Say if you're standing there and you did fireball, that's it. You've lost because the Manon literally reacted to you. Because the Manon literally spotted you spamming fireballs, so they're going to keep on practicing going for the jump in because it's easily predictable for you to just do fireball because that's your autopilot. That's the thing you also need to worry about as well is not autopilot too much, and because you autopilot, it resulted in you twice getting jumped in by the parries, by the parry punish counter, and because you were at a good distance, obviously you got the hit, but at what cost? It could have ended up risking you to end up losing the match overall just because you kept on spamming fireballs. Even here, like if this was me, let me test it. If it was me and I was playing like you, I would be just practically being ready for the DPs no matter what happens. That that way I can end up. So if I say if this is the match and say example my health is here, Manon's health is here, and during say like during the first match it weren't a perfect, it was a victory, right? So normal quite big damage. But say if I did do a lot of DPs to react to their jump ins, then Manon's going to be like, okay, now this Chun-Li is very good with the DPs, so I'm not going to go for DPs. I'm not going to go for the jump ins no more. I'm going to go try for something else. I might try for my uh, slide, see if I can get a counter hit on that. So there are ways you can work around And for you, it's just to stop autopiloting and just try and practice your DPs.
Here I come.
And that, okay, so I was like wondering, so how did you lose? But it's just raw timing because this move here, Jesus Christ, sorry, I'm just getting carried away. um, yeah, so this move it gets me all the time, so don't worry. And it's basically Manon's overhead, so you just need to just try and be ready on when to stay crouch block or stand block. So just be prepared to do what. And because you stand, since you were crouching blocking, it resulted into the game over, which is why you lost. So let's move over to the last replay you wanted to show me.
Sylvia.
Round one.
Block in streak. See how you do against it. Okay, so from what I'm gathering, is this so far? You're not DPing precisely, and normally from high masters to grandmasters, I would normally see a lot of Chun-Lis be doing a lot of DPs. That's it, a lot of DPs or anti-airs. Now you don't need to be doing like a lot of DPs and such. But since you did Swift Trust, you can easily get a hit on the cannon by doing jump like that. Or if you can't do it, if you can't do a DP, you could still hit. Yeah, you may have got a counter hit, but you can try and make sure not to get hit by it. So you can do a standing heavy kick, or heavy kick, standing medium kick to anti-air or DP. That way you could easily win against DP and someone who jumps a lot, like Cammys who normally go for the dive kicks. But instead you go for the back. That there, you can DP Cammy's dive kick. You just need precise timing, and you just can't just press a normal time because obviously you're still recovering from the forward or back medium punch. Ah, I see here. Yeah, you're thinking that you're blocking, but it does happen. Sometimes it happens to me where you just let go for a 1 second, go for a crouching block, but then it ends up resolving to this. It happens, just don't worry about it. Good air lightning kicks. There you go. There's a DP. But in this situation here, and you know for a fact the Cammy is going to be jumping quite a bit, you need to just practice more and more of the DP. That DP just a few seconds earlier, that was beautiful. You reacted. But since you only did it once, the Cammy was going to predict, like, okay, I'll never go for another jump, see if we'll DP him again. And you didn't. So now he's going to be like, okay, I'm going to go for more jump ins. Did that little like right there into jab, you could easily have done a. Can you do? Hold on. Hold on. Good on that. Not that. Hold on. Let me try and do the. Let me try and do it. Yeah, you could have done something like that, but without the lightning kicks. I've just given you some optimized combos, but you could have done something like that. Even though you won't do good amount of damage, you could still do some pretty decent combos, unless you can do something like this. I'll really test it. You could have done something like that, so that way you could have gone in the corner like that. And I'm just rushing about it, but I'm just showing a rough idea on what you could have done something better. That way, the Cammy's in the corner, so then you could put more pressure onto them because they got to play defensive or try and find a way to get you into the corner. So it's just those ways of just trying to like put in the pressure. Unless you were going for light lightning kicks. After that, so like jab or light crouching kick into jab into light lightning kicks can do a good thing. You can go for a meaty afterwards. So I'm not sure what you try to do there. So if you want to have, let me know after this video. Just by all means. The same thing again. Ah, I see what you try to do. You try to time your DP trying to counter the dive kick, but unfortunately, I guess you just did it too late. But it happens, so don't worry. This here, just you just got another thing as well. You should not stop. No, you should stop with the spamming the standing fierce, because this here can easily get you easily punish counting for no reason. If the Cammy was falling down already, like if the Cammy was here and with punished you, that's it. You would have like lost a lot of health. Your health would have been precisely here. See right here, the Cammy tried to go for a punish counter, but since they were too high up, it's just a little reminder to tell you that if you do it again, I'm going to punish counter you. So you just got to keep that in mind to not spam too much with the standing fierce. Good thing too. Ooh, good. What are you trying to do? Ah. Should I go for Aussie crouch lightning kick after? Oh, what you think, move? And after that, I don't think you can do anything after that if you can't. Because I don't normally go for light combos. Yeah, they're good, but not all the time. Ah, I see what you try to go for. You try to go for now a crouching fierce, but since you're recovering from walking back, and since you was blocking, and when you're blocked, you're -4. So you decide to go for something that is more obviously a more startup than 4 frames. So just don't spam too much of anything like heavy or a jab. Heavy, not heavy jab. Sorry, a medium. On. That's can get you, and that's how you died.
Round 2. Fight.
Let me pause it quickly. If you know that this Cam is going to be doing a lot of dive kicks, then yeah, just mainly practicing training to practice the DP against Cammy's dive kick. You can just have it like 3 times to where the Cammy can do like 3 walk backs and forwards. So like, but let me set the thing to control quickly to player 2 quickly. Say this is the dummy, for example. I can have it like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then like have it like that, a normal jump, and then have it into the dive kick afterwards, so you can practice that. Oh, that's a good one. I don't normally tend to do that because for me, it doesn't work for me. The only time I will do that if I'm fighting a Dulcim and the Dulcim's floating, so I can just do a dry rush, heavy kick into stance, into medium kick, into tensor kicks. That's what I would have done. But very good, very good. Unchecked. But in that situation there, you're in the recovering situation. So there are times where when you're in the corner like here, you don't want to go for a stance move, because because you're just going to have something like this happen. So next time, just don't do that. If you're in the middle, of course, then that's fine. But if you're like close to the corner, you're going to get crossed up, and then you end up going to be in the corner yourself. And you're unchanged. Yeah. Made it. Good catch. Would you try to go through it there? No, you won't. Okay, after this, you could have gone for could you do? Oh, let me test something out quickly. Could you do a safe jump after this? No, you can't. Maybe there's something in the background. You could go for something like that. Go slow. So after that, and then boom, and then jump into stomp, into heavy kick, and then like that. So anything like is possible to get you around. I don't know if the Cammy will go for a walk back, because in that situation it looks like they were just mainly just holding backwards for them. So if they went forward, then you would have been side switched. But instead you went for meaty into stance medium kick into EX fireball while they're in the corner. Good pressure, don't get me wrong, but because you did that, you're both 0 frames, so you're both neutral. But what the cost of it is, you burn yourself out. While Cammy's got literally rounded up 4 gauge bar left, so you just pretty much just got yourself killed because of that. Good DP. Risk reward. Yeah. Remember what I said about you spamming heavy fist? That's what can get you killed like that. So for this thing, precisely in some matchups, is obviously practice your DPs in some scenarios. Don't spam. Obviously, that last bit is go for optimized ways to end the round, like I showed. And what else? Don't burn yourself out when you're literally 1.5 bars left. So it's not right. It's not right. So make sure to not do that, because if the Cammy was like someone else, they would have just burned you after that risk reward DP. What they did, then they could just put more pressure onto you, and then they would have just burned you out. Since they're on critical, they could have just easily just chipped you with level 3 critical. So those little things there can easily get you killed just by burning yourself out. If you didn't burn yourself out, then you could have ended up surviving all of that. But there are a few things to work on. As I said, the DP, the spam and standing fierce, and the what's it called? Ways to not spam buttons when you're minus on blocks. So it's just need to work on those. But that wraps up with the video. I do appreciate you for watching. Feel free to let me know if you need your replays to be viewed, and I'll look into them. Feel free to shout to Verbatim. Appreciate him for showing the replays that he struggles with. Most people are too shy to show, but so learning curve. But he'll learn and improve on his mistakes, like we all do. We're all human. So appreciate you all for watching. I wish you all the best, and I will see you all later. Peace.